This is the chip we took out last time when we were trying yesterday. Our last mod, not yesterday, day before yesterday. If you notice, this thing is. Oh, let me zoom up on it. It's pretty silly. It's held together with glue and dreams and hopes and prayers. Like, so I decided this is probably not the most stable chip. So by the way, this is what's on here is a Sony CXA 2075 mobile or 2075M, which is a tiny little SOP24 chip surface mount. I got a whole lot of them. I saw someone selling these on eBay, and I grabbed like a whole little spool of them for, I think, like $25 or something. So we're in Sega Genesis mods for years. And so what I wanted to do is the Sega Genesis, at least this Model 1 that I have, had a CXA 11, I think it's an 1145. And what this chip does is it handles the video encoding. And the 1145 has a lot of bugs and issues that were solved in the 2045? Yeah, 2075, the 2075 model. And so a good way to improve your Sega Genesis's output is to swap the chip. Well, obviously a SOP24 chip is not going to, surface mount is not going to fit in a dip slot, which the old one was. It was a dip 24. But the thing is, the row spacing for that chip is 0.4 inches, which is kind of weird. So I made this little board to put the chip on, and as you can tell, we had a lot of fun figuring out how to get all those pins for the SOP24 to reach the dip 24. What is this, 0.1 inch pitch between the pins. So I got an idea, and I found these little project boards that are little breakout boards that do the same thing. They're SOP24 to dip, but the distance here is like 0.6. The row spacing is like 0.6 inches. It's like a little over half an inch. So that doesn't fit into our socket, which we found out last time because I was an idiot and didn't measure correctly. So I went and found another solution on online and got a SOP24. Well, it wasn't SOP24. It was actually an SOIC narrow to dip with a row distance of 0.3. Now, I didn't realize that the original one was 0.4. I'd actually got my calipers out, measured the distance on the board itself, and I thought I measured 0.4, but it wasn't. Or sorry, I thought I measured 0.3. In fact, it was 0.4, and I was just doing my my measurements wrong. So I ordered this part, and it was not wide enough. Welcome in, Link for Hunter. I hope you're having a great day, listening to my sob story. So, I'll show you how I fix this. So to fix the row height, or row width, I just bent the pins. I mean, that wasn't a big deal. I did this off camera. Bent the pins. Made a big mess. But then, I went to go put the chip on. And I noticed this SOP24 doesn't fit on this little board after I took the, destructively took this off. So what this little thing is, I chewed the pin. Nice. Well, don't chew it too hard so you don't get ink everywhere. Actually, it's funny, I have ink all over my wall to this side because I was painting a Mini and was trying to get some blue paint out. And I ended up pressing too hard and blew the whole thing up, and it launched across the room. So now it looks like a blue pen exploded in my work area. But anyway, so this chip was too wide. And so this little thing, because this board, actually, if you look on the bottom, you can see the silk screen is on the bottom. Well, that's because I flipped it upside down. Because what this is actually this guy goes here on top, and then this sits on a board in that slot, and then you plug a dip chip into this, and then solder this to the surface mount on the board. But I was like, oh, well, I just take this piece off, I can solder my chip to it, and put pins in it, and it'll work. Well, I didn't realize, and it's kind of hard to see because it's so mangled, but I could probably see it from the side. Can you maybe see what the problem is? So this side right here is what was connected to our little adapter board. And this is the side that's meant to solder onto your project or motherboard or whatever. Notice that this is way shorter than this, like by a lot. And I didn't realize that until I took it off. And so the solution I came up with was bending more pins. So I rolled the pins for this chip around, and I can probably show you guys on the microscope a lot better. So let me make room for the microscope. Give me 1 second here. Just gotta move some stuff. Microscope vision time. I need to get cable. I really got to reroute this cable. It's like yanking real bad, and I can't get it plugged in easily. And I don't want to mess up the port on this nice microscope I bought. All right. So if you notice, look at that hack job. Look how close those little pins are to bridging. Look at it from the side. You can see my sins. See that? Can you see where I rolled the pin over backwards? You can see it really good on this side. See? That's not how these chips are supposed to look. They're supposed to look like more like this. Where you see? Pins are coming out the side. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to look like from the side. Like a little centipede. Oh yeah, here. Look at this guy under the microscope. Ah! It's horrible. Look at this awful. Look at this poor thing. I just abused this poor chip. I'm shocked that this gave us any output at all. Look at what we did here. Hey, welcome in, Sparky. Aw, that's all right. You know, I hope you start feeling better. Good luck with your food poisoning, and I hope or stomach bug or whatever it was. Just reliving some old memories of console mods gone wrong. It's so bad. It hurts us. It hurts us, precious. It really does. Like, how did this work? How did this work at all? Uh-oh. Oh, my stream deck disconnected. That was weird. Can I still control myself? Oh, there we go. All right, let's get back to repair cam. All right, so I checked this chip, this hack job that I did, which, I mean, you compare the two. I mean, by comparison, this almost looked professional, right? Like, I found PS1 from a thrift store and it was modded. Oh, heck yeah. That's awesome. What mods did it have? Oh, which reminds me, actually, speaking of mods. Okay, so this right here is our little bypass board we're going to put in for our lifted pin off of our CPU. So we can still use this video. But I actually did get the Gerber files loaded into a program so I could read them. Which ended up being about as much as a pain as I thought it was going to be. And I noticed, actually, let's get the microscope back for this. Because we'll probably do this part first, just to get it out of the way. Microscope vision, go! Microscope? Hello? Oh, there it goes. It just took it a second to boot. So, ignore all the. I actually, after we got done, I remembered. Oh wait, we forgot to clean the board. So all that resin that that flux we used last time is still on the board. So I looked at the. Also, my I melted some rubber onto my tweezers by accident. Sorry, it's kind of disgusting looking. But yeah, so what looked like in the picture, because I was trying to do this from a picture, what looked like a 0 ohm resistor actually turned out it's not a 0 ohm resistor. It's a it's actually a 100 picofarad capacitor, which actually I need to verify. I posted a picture of the Gerber file on the Discord. So let me go look at it real quick to make sure. Make sure I'm actually. I just want to make sure because I don't want to have any more mistakes. I want this to go nice and smooth tonight. You know, fingers crossed, right? I'm not sure I had to put some tube in the buttons when they didn't go all the way down or up. Oh. Oh, was it like, was the case modded and it didn't like fit right? Well, that's too bad. Let's see. Sorry, I'm still. Here it is. It is a 10K. Okay, so we got a 10K resistor. 1K resistor, so we were correct there. And then, yeah, 100 picofarad capacitor needs to be right here. And then a 0.01 microfarad capacitor, which we already have in here. So we need to take this guy out and replace it with a 100 picofarad capacitor. So let me find a 100 picofarad capacitor. Got one around here somewhere. Gotta find that little ribbon of surface mount components that I've got. Are these it? Nope, those are resistors. So, gotta find 100 picofarad. Let's see. I think this is the box with a nanofarad in it. 100 nanofarad. 0.2 nanofarad. 47. let's see. 1 microfarad. Nano. Yeah, these are all nano. Okay. 1 second. Let me check the other box. Oh yeah, here's picofarad. All right, let's see if I got 100 picofarad. Aha! 100 picofarad right here. Whoop. I mean, I guess I have to trust whoever hand wrote 100 PF on this that they knew what they were doing. I'm sure it's fine. All right, so before we do that, let's get this old one off that we're not going to be using. That 0 ohm resistor. I forgot what temperature we used last time. Let's start at 425. And with our airflow all the way down to 0. Hey, welcome in, Wireball. I should be on soon, just grabbing an extension cord for the window fan from a nearby Goodwill. Oh, good luck. I paid like $8 for it. I was over. Hey, $8 for a PlayStation? Hey, heck, I'd be over the moon too. That's a good deal. All right, let's get this. See the flux starting to melt. The old flux that I left on there yet on Tuesday. Sometimes I don't know what the hay, and I'm not complaining about it. Came with games too. Oh, cool. What games did it have? Wait for that solder to get nice and shiny. I can just pull this right out. Come on. See you starting to get shiny. Maybe 425 is not hot enough. Yeah, let's up it to 5. I can't remember exactly. I mixed it up with some games that I had got from my dad. He had apparently kept them when I told him I found a PS1. Well, that's awesome. Oh, there we go. All right, I was reading chat. I didn't notice I had got it off. All right, let's... make sure our other components don't come off the board. All right, we may need to touch up some of those connections after we get the correct one on there. Sorry, little 0 ohm resistor. We are fortunately not going to require your services any longer. All right, let's try taking the backing off. I really need to repair these tweezers. Careful. Oh, shoot, I dropped it. I dropped it. No, where'd it go? Oh, found it. Fell onto the board. It's so tiny. Look at the tiny guy. All right. Oh, shoot. Oh, man, come on. Heat gun blew it away right off the bat. Come on. Here, I might have to hold it with one hand. No? Don't go flying away. Wait. All right, cool. I got it good enough for now. All right, so now we can come back in with our soldering iron and touch those up, make sure they're making good contact and have good amount of connection there. Ban the bot. Ban the bot. Bot has been banned. Sorry about that, chat. What unfortunate timing for that bot. I just happened to be... my hands just happen to be free. Okay. Get my solder. And since that's tacked down nice, should be able to just touch it up with a little solder. There we go. That's making really good contact now. Do the same over here. Perfect. And don't like how this one looks. Let's give it a little bit of a little touching up. Oh, I don't like how that wire is so close to that other wire, that ground line. Let me trim that up a little bit. If I can get that with my my flush snips. Oh, they're so huge. No, of course that's not gonna work. Oh, and just all that flux and crap in there. All right, let's clean this up, actually. Let's get some isopropyl alcohol and let's clean this up. Give it a little scrub down. Get that ridiculous amount of flux off of there. Let me grab a paper towel. All right. All right, there we go. Let's clean my little surface up here because it's getting kind of nasty. Nope, just wipe that up with a... There we go, nice and clean. All right, let's set our little mod over to the side to dry. Now that we've fixed the values on those components. And we can switch back to repair mode. Or maybe not. My stream deck stopped working. Give me 1 second, chat. There we go. Back in action. Okay, let's get that out my way. All right, so just so you have a scale reference for what we were just working on. So tiny. All right, so what's next? What's next? Oh yeah, I did a printout of our CXA 2075 because we're gonna need to know the pinouts for doing this mod because we're gonna have to rewire everything again. Which I went ahead and disconnected the old mod as you saw, so we've got these cables here. And luckily, they're pretty well labeled. Oh, too much. So we've got... So this is our S-Video amplifier mod that we purchased and installed many months ago. Let's see. So we've got ground is this black wire. Composite video is this yellow wire. Chroma is this green wire. Luma is this yellow wire. And 5-volt power is this wire. And because this chip is all kinds of jank, I didn't want to solder directly to the top because I don't want to chance bridging any of these connections. So we're going to either solder to the side or I think more likely we're going to push the wire through the hole in the board and then jam this down on top of it. So let's get to work on that. So let's see. Actually, let's do it this side. So, pin 1 is going to be up here. But on the Sega Genesis, pin 1 is this way. So this is going to be upside down. So I'm going to flip it upside down. So, first wire we need to wire in. It's going to be this ground connection. So we can just pick any of these. So pin 1 and 24 ground. So we can do any of them. So we'll just pick the first one. So we'll just put that through there. Our second cable is the composite video, which that's going to be this pin here, number 20. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then our next wire, don't want to move these too much. It's going to be chroma out, which is going to be pin 15, which is the third from the top row. One, two, three. Which actually, we don't need to do that because I remembered we put these little leads on this one because this doesn't need to be connected to the motherboard. So that one we can skip. Same with Luma. So we got these two, go there. And then we need power, which is this here, VCC1. So aw, thank you so much for the head pats. Tempered Tide. Welcome in. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. Alright, so this one we need to do on pin 12, which is this guy right here. So we've got pretty easy layout to follow. Alright, so now we have to put our chip on the board. Pin 1's over here, so we gotta make sure we get it in there. And like I was saying, I would normally just go ahead and solder these to the top, but well, actually these two are really far away from the connection. So actually let's keep those off and we will solder those to the top one, but this one that's like right next to the chip, we're definitely gonna have that stay with the through the hole like that. All right. Okay, We got the chip in. It's a little... I just noticed these need to be bent this way. Let's go ahead and bend those pins. Wish had someone near me who knew how to work with electronics. Look, this looks fun. It is fun. If you have any kind of maybe a makerspace, or I know a lot of libraries are starting to have little maker areas where you can learn to do like 3D printing, 3D modeling, and you know, soldering and building, like do robotics and stuff. You know, so yeah, check your local library. Okay, there we go. Got those two set off to this like that. That one's through the hole. And we're gonna solder these other connections directly on, and yeah, let's flip this board over. Get our we're gonna make some room here because I'm gonna need to bring in my fan. My little lung saver. Let's try to let it get in the way. Let's see. I'm gonna flip this over, not disturb the power, or the connections we've already did for the audio that were still intact from the last mod we did. All right, so here's our pins we're going to be working on. Let's see, are those in frame? Can you see them down there? Okay, they're almost out of frame, but they still made it. All right, let's put some flux on here. Downside to using a lot of flux is it's very messy. There's actually some other reasons, I think. Actually, I was listening to a talk the other day, and someone was saying, yeah, you can tell if they use too much flux because of XYZ when you look at it. And I'm like, wait, you can use too much flux? That's literally the only place I've ever heard anyone say such a thing as too much flux. Is that? Oh, that's like right in the middle of the camera. Sorry, let me position this somewhere where it's not going to be in my way and won't be in y'all's way, and I still will be able to breathe easy. All right, there we go. Soldering iron's ready to go. And let's get to soldering. All right, so far so good. They seem to be flowing nicely. Some good heat on the board. That first one was a little bit more difficult because it was the because it was the ground plane. Ground connections are always the hardest to deal with. Because they're since ground planes are usually just a ton of copper on the board. It's easy for it to suck the heat away and cause you to have to like really hold your iron on there too long. I think I bridged one of these connections. We'll have to go back. We'll look at everything under the microscope, make sure I did a good job. Used to have solder inspection cert for a quality job. Sadly, they never gave us a chance to solder ourselves. Oh no, we got a certified solder inspector. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. They're gonna inspect my soldering job and laugh at me. I mean, we're gonna get real up in there too, so you can give me all the feedback. I'm either using like too much solder, too little solder. And in my own defense, I'm also sitting very far back from the workpiece because I'm filming overhead, so I can't get under the camera. Just gonna drag across these, make sure, see if I can get those bridge connections that I think I left. All right, should be good. Let me tin my tip. I can definitely tell this tip's starting to not be as efficient at transferring heat as it used to be, so I think it's definitely starting to get a little oxidation damage. All right, let's get this out of here so we can bring in the microscope. Uh-oh. Need a bigger work desk. All right. Get our microscope. Microscope camera, go! Nah, that was a decade ago. Forgot most of the standards. Okay, well, that's a relief. All right, let's see. All right. Well, I shouldn't have turned. Just immediately find a bridge. Connection's not very. Those pins are missing. That's known. That's a cold joint. That looks like a cold joint too. Yeah, okay. That was another bridge. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, that went very badly. All right. Okay. Here, well, now that I can actually see what I'm doing, we'll clean things up. I should have just did this on the microscope to start with. I wanted to back up and use the overhead camera. Oh, I see why it bridged. That's where the that wire came through that I was working with. Oh, that's way too much solder. Let's see if I can wick some of that away. Try not to wick all of it away. But I might have to. There we go. Alright, that's much better. Alright, let's see. I also think part of the problem is these header pins aren't the easiest things to solder because they're so thick. That's just my excuse. In your defense, most of the soldering assembly guys I knew were using scoped and not trying to entertain people at the same time. Aw, thanks, Tempered. That's, thank you. That's very kind. Let that pin get nice and hot so we don't have another cold joint. Now this was just me being bad. Oh. All right, those look much better. Probably not the best solder job I've ever done, but this board's also been through heck and back. So it's probably just tired of being absolutely mucked with. Oh, I need to change out my sponge. All right, let's see. We'll give this a scrub-a-dub-dub. Sorry for the strobing effect. Let's turn the bristle sideways so it's a little less stroby. All right, and let's, I think we need to make sure that this isn't a bunch of since we put that cable through, I want to make sure don't have a bunch of just wire sticking up at all proud. Looks good. All right. Got 3 minutes until our first commercial break. Let's see. How much can we get done before then? We can turn this back over. And try not to disturb our audio mod down here. All right, I think we're done under the board too, so we can button this up. Under the right orientation. pinching anything. That. All right. That's that. Is that? There we go. Where are you being ornery? Oh, because you want to go around the post. That's why. Does it want to go around the post? No, I don't think it does. I think that's me who's just imagining things. All right. We'll button that up. Get that all in place. Actually, does that? Ah, there we go. That makes that much better. All right. 47 seconds. What can we do in 47 seconds? Not a whole lot. We can get ready though. So we've got our chroma out on 15 and our luma out on 16. Our Y-trap's already got a resistor going under the board, so we don't have to deal with that. We've already bridged these two connections on the board itself. And pin 6 is sticking up and not connected because we're going to bypass it. And we're going to go use our other mod board for that. So, all right, we're going to take a 3-4 minute break while the ad plays, and we'll be back with more. Thanks for coming around, everybody. Hopefully we get this in and everything goes well. Talk to you soon. Hey, welcome back, everybody. I think we're ready to continue. All right, so next thing we need to work on is getting these connections set up for this mod board here. So, oh, I got thermal paste all over the place. Hold on a second, I just noticed I got thermal paste on these wires. Rubbing up against those these guys here. Let me just go ahead and get that thermal paste off of there. Alright. Let me do the same thing. Get the thermal paste off the heatsink too. We'll add some new thermal paste. Thermal paste is a little overkill, but why not? Might as well. Thermal paste is cheap. Who doesn't like a little bit more efficient heat transfer? All right, so let's get this wire soldered to this connection here. Let's see. Let's do this left-handed. This guy out of our view. Nice. We'll hit that with a spot of solder here in a second to make sure it's nice and solid. Gotta get this guy over to VCC, which is this pin way over here. The same thing. I'll go ahead and just heat up the pad. Wire in. I'm totally missing. No. I'm trying not to touch these capacitors too. Okay. Go. I'll hit this guy with a little more solder. Nice. It's gonna come flying off. Oh, okay, that was gonna happen. Tweezers. Let's be smart. Choose tweezers. That'll be easier for y'all to see. Easier for me not to burn my hand. All right. Oh yeah. Oh, the break, I changed my sponge out. So shiny. All right. Now let's do the other wires. So this was our Luma. All right. This is our Chroma's number 15, so it's the far one over here. We'll go ahead and a little flux on that pin. And we'll go ahead and put a little solder on it. Get a a little easier to solder to. And we'll bring our wire up and over. Okay. And do the other one. Do the same thing. We'll try to get some, tin it up a little. Wire. Just realized is kind of really short, which is annoying, but we deal with it. All right, let me do this way so y'all can see what I'm doing, because I just noticed y'all blocking the camera. All right, we got a solid connection. All right, let's take a second to inspect it. With our microscope. I'm so happy we got this microscope. It's been such a boon. Could be better. That could definitely be better. All right, let's see. How about the ones on the ends? That looks solid. That's a little. Oh wait, no. The tail of the wire goes off. That's the tailed wire. So yeah, that looks good. It looks a little cold, but let's work on these guys. See if we can make this better. Probably just gonna make it worse, but that's much better. Yeah, it turns out when you can see what you're doing, you do a better job, chat. Shocked retro face. Uh-oh. Splashed a little solder on our chip. Uh-oh. Don't want a loose piece of solder clanking around in there. All right, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out a way to lift this up some so I can work on it at an angle. I'm actually using the Hako as like a stand. Okay, there we go. Ah! Tweezer's dummy. Man, I hate soldering wires like that. Tip. All right, let's do a visual inspection. Oh, it looks so much better from the other side. And it's solid. It's ugly, but it's solid. God, that's ugly. I'm going to leave it that way. It is going to stay ugly like that forever. All right, so I'm not going to move the microscope too far away. But I wanted to say now we're going to install... sorry, shocked face was still in play. Where's my... Where are you? Where's camera focused? Ah. We're gonna install this guy now. Come on, focus. Focus. Ow. Ugh. So, back to microscope view for this. First thing we're going to do is we're going to install this side of it. So we need to connect to this pin here and ground. Which ground is pin 1, so we need to connect to this pin and pin 1. I think we should do the ground connection first because it's right there and it's pretty easy to hit. Pretty easy target. Where'd I put those tweezers? They were under me. All right. Let's get some flux on our wire here. And let's see, how much of this... I don't want a lot of just extra wire hanging around. Do something like right there. And we'll cut off the excess. All right, that went really well. All right, let's... solder all these together so they don't go flying away when I cut them off. That went about as smooth as we could have hoped for, chat. I'm very happy about that. Alright, we gotta connect the signal wire here. I think maybe we do a different approach. Maybe we try... getting the wire bent around a little bit. Hook that on. Give us a nice bit of something to work with. Yeah, that went okay. Pretty solid to me. All right. So we'll just follow this wire all the way over to our processor, which we need to turn maybe this way. This way? Yeah, there we go. All right, so we're gonna get a little piece of double-sided tape. We're gonna set it down on top of the processor. Or actually, I don't think this is even the processor. I forgot actually what this chip is. We're gonna line these up. I need the pads. So I'll get this here. I just put that. I want to line this up with that lifted pin. This here. So right about there. Do it. All right, perfect. Let's get our comically oversized wire. Aw. I guess that won't do it. Hold on, let me reposition. All right, there we go. All right, start with this one right here. Got to connect this ground pad to this ground. Come on. Oh, a little much. And we have plenty of solder on this pad, so we should just be able to... Yeah, there we go. Now for the more challenging one. We gotta solder to that tiny little pin. It's hanging out in the air there. Let me prepare for this. Tin my tip up nice so it's transferring heat really well. Let's... Where are you tilting? Oh, because one of the feet are at that place. Alright, we're just gonna get down. Down. I want to try wrapping it around. Not all the way around, but at least a little ways, like halfway around. Oh, there we go. Plenty of clearance underneath. Perfect. That looks good. I think we're set up for success here. All right. This is the hard one. This is the big one. This is the important one. That's it. That's on there. That looks so good, too. Oh, that went very well. Whew. I was really expecting, like, eagles to fly out or bats or something to just destroy me. No, everything went smooth. Just gotta carefully cut this excess off. All right. And now this piece is taped down. It will not move. And now we have to yeah, we'll switch back to repair cam and work on getting the mod situated in the board, or in the chassis. Then maybe we can do some testing. Whew. Oh, I gotta catch my breath. I feel very, like, relieved and nervous. Okay. So we got this other piece of two-sided tape. We need to place this in here somewhere. I was thinking if I can get it to reach, maybe like here, next to our other board. Zoom in so you guys can look with me. But we don't have a lot of room, and there's all the cabling and not cabling, there's all the other stuff, and I don't want to short anything out because this thing has a lot of pins on the bottom, so we definitely have to make sure these are covered. Let's see. Go. And we've got a little extra we can just stick on here on the end. Guess we could lift this one up and put this under it. Can it fit in that gap? I don't think it fits in the gap between the two. Nah, the gap's just a little too small. Maybe I just kind of just right there. Just gotta wiggle this capacitor a little bit. Just kind of. Yeah, that looks good. No, it doesn't look good. It looks terrible, but emote is using tweezers and not burning your fingers. Oh, I see, I see. Also, hooray. We did it. I think we're done. I think we're done, chat. I think that's it. I think we're good. I think that's it. The mod's installed. Kind of mush these cables out of the way. This isn't very solid. I don't like that this is kind of wiggly. Oh. Hello, piece of random metal that was in the console. Maybe I doubled this piece up. I can't find that. I had a whole roll of this stuff and I can't find it anymore. I like lost it somewhere. Together. Get this a little bit of a higher platform. And then maybe I can get it to stick better. That's a little better. A little better. I'll take it. I'll take it. I will consider it a W. Now let's try to get these cables under control a little bit. Cables. I keep saying cables. They're not cables. They're wires. They're like in the power cord, doing all kinds. They're just living their best life. There. That looks good. Good enough, right? Nice. Nice. I think it's time to start reassembling things. I gotta remember, does the shield go on before or after the heatsink? I think it's after. So we got the... Oh, the heatsink attaches from underneath too. Ah, shoot. Ah, fiddlesticks. Oh, it means we gotta pull the mod back up out to attach this. Oh well. Worse things have happened. Worse things have happened. It's those two screws. Get my screwdriver out. And we'll pick this up. Come on. Let's line these up. Oh, I only need one of you. Screws all want to go at the same time. All right, come on. Here we go. Two. Now we should probably do some extended testing before I completely reassemble the machine. If I was a smart content creator. But chat, y'all know better. I'm not smart. Those look like serial ports on that Sega. You know what? Fun fact, they are serial ports. You do encourage further testing? Alright, well I wanted to at least get this heatsink on. There we go. Oh, fiddlesticks. Get this under there again. Okay, got it. All right. And we'll hit it with a little bit of thermal paste. And these guys, screw them back in. And then we'll be ready for testing. Absolutely incorrect amount of thermal paste. Makes But yeah, that's like way too much. Oopsie. Can I suck some of it back in? Nope. Just gonna make a big mess. I need a... Hold on. I need to get some more of this MX Silver. I'm halfway through the tube, and I've had it for several years of doing lots of things like this. I may need to buy one in a couple of years. Alright. And that's going to be... Oh, stop it. That's going to be these two screws here. The screw is on top, but I don't think it matters. I think they're all the same threading. All right. Look at that, chat. We got a probably functional Sega Genesis now. Probably. Maybe. Hopefully. If all went according to plan, we just gotta go give it some testing. So, check. How's my tip doing? Does it need to be tinned more? No, it looks good. Let's turn off the heat. Yeah, so I guess next thing you'll see me is in the other room. I'll go ahead and take a 5-minute break to switch us over to the other room, and we'll be doing some testing. All right, chat? Now, before I switch everything over, I'm going to run over there and connect this up. Actually, no, we'll do it together. We'll reveal this together. How's that? All right. Be back in 5 minutes, chat, while we get this set up. BRB. Hey Chad, I'm back. Can you hear me okay? Let's see. Hey. Interesting flicker snow pattern. Yeah, sorry. Can you hear me though? Okay, so I've got the Sega Genesis hooked up. I've got the TV on. Let me make sure I got the right output on my Extron. Okay, preset 2 is selected. Game's inserted. Cables are plugged in. All right, cross your fingers, chat. No magic smoke. Oh no. Something's wrong. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's very not good. Oh no. Oh no indeed. Okay. Back to the bench. I'm gonna turn this off now. And well, let me do this. Hold on. Before we go back to the bench, I'm pretty sure it's a problem over here with something I've done. But, just to be sure, actually, ironically, if you notice, when it does come in clear, there's no jail bars. So we kind of succeeded. Or maybe we just can't see it because it's so distorted. I want to check to make sure it's not the S-video cable. I'm going to swap S-video cables and we'll see if we get the same result. Because it's a new S-video cable I switched out because I bought a really nice S-video cable for this just to make sure the S-video cable wasn't contributing in any way. We'll go back to the old S-video cable just to be sure. So give me a second to set that up. I'm going to go ahead and unplug the sound. I know the music's still playing, so that's probably annoying. Okay, looks like changing the S-video cable did not make a difference. So we'll just turn the system completely off and we'll head back to the bench. Dang, so close. So close and yet so far. All right. I'll see you over there, chat. Give me a couple minutes. Hey chat, we're back. Oh no, ad break. No memory card. I know there's no memory card. We're in film mode. Camera. There we go. Further updates. Further updates as conditions warrant. Wait, what? Something happening? Should I be concerned about something? Is there a natural weather event happening? Oh, ad break countdown. Oh, my bad. Okay, so we have janked something up somewhere. What have we janked up? It's acting like there's a loose connection. So the first thing I want to try is going over these solder joints and making sure they're all making good connections. And just like resolder them all down. Make sure they're all good. I'm going to look at this one under the microscope as well. Just give it a good inspection. Get myself a little water. Oh, it looks so good, by the way. Like, I could see the potential of what it could look like through all those, through all that static and stuff. All right. So, let's take a look here. Turn the thing on. All right. So we need to look at this bit here. That looks good. Oh, the solder's run down a bit. Oh no, it was just an optical illusion. Yeah, it's making a good connection. Oh, that's funny. I can't get the chip under the microscope. Maybe if I get it out of the plastic housing. Oh, we got 20 seconds. Continuity test between the adjacent pins, assuming it's safe for the chip. Yeah, we could actually do that. Continuity check. Test all the things, the continuity. That's a very good suggestion. We also might have just fried the chip that we installed. That's always a possibility. But I digress. I'll talk to you in a bit. Let's do a 15-minute and catch our breath, get a snack, go cuddle a pet, check our messages, use the bathroom, hug a loved one. You know the drill. And we'll be back in just a minute. 15, in fact. Don't go anywhere. Hey chat, welcome back. Welcome back. Back a little early because I wanted to jump right in and get going. So I started doing continuity checks for everything, okay? So I'm gonna go through a couple of them with you. So I wanted to check that this signal is getting to this 10K resistor. That's good. I want to check that this is getting all the way to the end of this capacitor. The end of the capacitor is getting the wire. That the wire is getting to the pin. Okay, and that pin, if we look at our chart here, I couldn't stand the suspense. I honestly could not. You're absolutely right. So I'm looking at the thing here. So that pin number 6 is what we should be connected to. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, making it all the way to the chip. And ground's making it all the way. Let's do ground. So ground on the board. All right, we're getting ground all the way across. No problem there. We'll check 5 volt. Getting all the way to the chip. Luma. Which one's Luma? This one? There it is. Chroma should be the next one down. Actually, hold on, let me check. One, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. 4 should be Luma. Chroma should be next one down. It is. So those are getting all the way to the chip. Let's see, is this getting all the way to the chip? That's getting all the way to the chip for the composite. I can tell I'm a bit short on sleep. I said the ad break is complete twice. That's okay. Don't worry about it. The ad break is complete. We'll never be the same again. Let's make sure we're getting to the output pins. Ground is ground. Let's see, this is pin 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, 6. Even from the tip of the pin, that's making it in. Let's take a look at things under the microscope. I mean, we can touch these up. These definitely aren't the best right now. There's definitely some improvement that could be made. Let's switch to microscope. We can touch these up. Make sure these are nice and solid. It could have a bad component, like one of these surface mount components might be kind of bad. They were cheapos off of Amazon. Just have a giant blob of solder going across everything. All right, those are making good connection. Connections. The only concern is this guy. Now made worse. All right. Yeah, that looks all good there. No, it shouldn't be a problem because those aren't connected. These aren't connected to anything. And that's the ground wire, not a signal wire. All right, those all look good. Let's look at the other mod board. Oh my god. That's not looking good. That's not looking good at all. Oh, that's like a mess. Oh, maybe it's this that's busted. Kind of hard to do this when this thing is free floating. Taking all that gunk with it. Where is this wire going? It's over here. That looks fine. Let's look at these connections on the S-video port. Nothing looks like it's grounded out over there. Yeah, it's just a little project board. What else could it be? Reconnect this ground wire. What an unsightly little wire. I mean, I don't think this was it, but I mean, that didn't look great, right, chat? That didn't look the way I would want it to look. Alright, that pin needs a lot more solder. Hold on a second. Alright, that looks better. Alright. Maybe that helps? Grasping at straws here, chat. Is there maybe a bad connection on one of the underside of this board? Let's look. Nope. Looks good. Let's check the underside again. Install the chip for any bad connections. And maybe bad traces. Maybe we do some continuity checks on here. Yeah, let's do some continuity checks on the back. My other problem is since I had to use a lot of dubious heating to get the chip to connect to our little adapter board, I'm afraid I might have burned the chip out. All right, that makes good connection. Connection. Good connection. That is not connected on purpose. Let's see, where do you go? Let's follow this trace. Oh, you go very far away. Okay, I found the test point further down. So that's connecting. That's making a good connection. Where you go? Well, that's not good. Well, that should be connecting right there. Hold on. Maybe we got a lifted pad or something. That travels under those. Down. Oh, wrong test pad. That's why. Yep, nope, it made it to the test pad. Okay, that one's good. That's good. That's good. I like lost myself there for a second. Sorry, chat. Yeah, that's making a good connection. That's doing just fine. We got good connectivity everywhere. Everything's making good connectivity. The only thing I can't really check is the underside. It's connecting to the top side. I don't like this thing being right there, though. It's probably not our problem, but no, I don't like it being close to that trace. Um. I didn't like the way that joint looked. I'm just kind of randomly looking around the board at this point. Just on the off chance I see something. I don't like this goo on here. Some random splashes of solder. Oh, chat. I think I fried that chip when I installed it onto our little adapter board. Which, if true, we are so screwed. Like, there is not a lot I can do to fix that. I mean, just redo the whole thing. I mean, I've got plenty of chips. I just got to build a whole new mod board and a little converter too. Yeah, I'm trying to think how I want to do that. So, I mean, it could be something else, though. You know, one way we could check to see if it's something else? I put the board all back together. Let me get my multimedia out of the way. And switch to repair cam. Oh, how have I twisted this all together? All right, there we go. Untwisted it together. All right. Let's get this board back in here. Sound wire. Come on, buddy. Get back under the board. I need you getting, like, accidentally cut or severed or something. Because you're going on an adventure. What I'm thinking is, as a test, I take this back over to the game room. I plug in, see if I have a composite cable, and I try to see if it works on the composite output on the back of the TV. I won't be able to stream that. I don't have a way to well, I sort of do. It might work. All right. I'm going to go check it real quick. I don't even know if I have a composite cable for this Sega Genesis. So I'm going to see if this composite video output still works fine. And if this composite output works, then, I mean, it doesn't completely rule out something being wrong with the chip, but it makes it a little less likely, I think. Could be something on this board. Maybe one of these components has gone bad. Maybe one of these wipers is bad or something. Yeah. Let me go do that, chat. I will leave you for a few minutes. I'm gonna go check, and I'll be right back, okay? Don't go anywhere. Hey chat, I'm back. I just remembered, well, it didn't work. Which is sad, but I did remember the composite's still going to this guy right here. So that didn't actually eliminate this board as a possible problem, or this board. So I thought maybe what we could do is let's work backwards. I'm gonna undo this mod, and the way I'm gonna do that, this is the newest mod. This mod was working before. This is a new chip, so it's either this or this, I think. Either this new board we added or this chip. So I think the best way to do this would be to desolder this connection here on the pad, leave the soldered connection to the pin, but add a little piece of copper wire going from the pad to the pin, just to make that little connection again. And then I'll disconnect this wire and connect this pin back down to the board, and then try again. Let's see if that works out for us, okay? So let's get our microscope. All right, here we go. Okay. So let's heat up our iron and get to it. All right, here we go. Oh, does it just go straight across? Oh, it does. Ah, shoot. Let's do this. I'm gonna wick up that solder, and then we will wick up the solder, and then we'll cut that in half right in the middle of the pad. That way we can just disconnect it on one side. That's disconnected now. Just, yeah, move it just a little bit over. Again, we don't want to put too much stress on this pin here. Now we need a bit of copper wire. Do I still have any of that extra bit I cut off? Or did I throw it away? Might have thrown it away. Looks like it got tossed. Alright, let me get some more then. Now what I gotta do is, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna solder a little bit, just a little bit of copper to that pad there. I don't need a huge connection, just a little itty bitty guy. I need more solder on there. Hold on a second. Let me tin up this piece of copper wire. I think it's gonna make it a little easier. Need that much solder on there. Come on. Slowly moves hoof away from button labeled bats. Please don't bat me right now. Oh, God. Having such a hard time getting this pad to heat up. There we go. Oh, there we go. Gosh. Whew. Okay. Let's make sure I didn't hit anything else with it. Nope. No bridges. All right, now we just bring this guy over to this guy. We'll just make them be friends. I didn't like how that moved. All right, you know what? That's too scary. We're gonna connect them right there. Oh, we got our ad break. No. All right. Should be reconnected to the original board. Cut off that excess. Gently. And we can probably use this to do the reconnect for chip over here. Which I actually need to elevate. Because we're going to need to get under here. So we're going to have to do sort of the same thing, except I'm going to pull this off of here. All right. And we need to get our little piece of copper. Oh no, ad break. The ad break looms large over our heads. I need to solder onto this connector here. Did that connect? Snooze. Oh, that pad. Oh, that's a dead via. Oh, that's not good. I might need to put the wire through the hole. This poor board. I just been through it. Okay, good. I got it stuck to the inside, underneath. All right, so we just gotta connect this guy up here. All right. switch this around. All right. I'm just going to join these two real fast. And when we're on our ad break, I'll test this. And I'm either going to come back with good news or I'm going to come back with bad news. Either this works and it turns out our little board we made is defective. Maybe one of the components we used is bad, or maybe it just doesn't work at all. But yeah, chat, I will see you in a few minutes, and when the ads break is over. Wish me luck, chat. I will talk to you very soon. Don't go anywhere. Start this break a little early so I can go do some testing. I'll be back. Well, chat, I have bad news. Our little our little mod here isn't the problem. I switched it out, so it wasn't using this little mod at all, and same behavior, no change. So it's the chip. The chip is fried, which means we need to remove the board and come up with a new solution. Yeah. So first thing I'm going to do, though, before we call it a night, I am going to reconnect all this here, since we know this is working. So I just want to take care of this. Yeah, I'm really sad about this because it means it's going to be a lot of extra work that's going to need to be done to get this Sega Genesis working again. But I've got some ideas on how to make it happen. All right. We gotta fix this up. I think part of what I'm also gonna do is I'm just gonna rewire this other mod, the S-Video amp mod, this guy, so that the wires are longer and it can be placed safely somewhere else, maybe over the Motorola chip that's just north of the cartridge slot. But let's get this off of here. Oh, well. Rip that via. All right. I guess we can disconnect this stuff too. And this guy over here. And these guys. And that's it. That's the end. End screen. We'll figure out what to do, chat. No need to despair. We'll get there. I've got a plan. I got a couple plans. Let's roll those credits, though. And thank all of the wonderful people who make this stream awesome. Like our two mighty mods, Wireball and Sparky Dinka. Thank you so much for being here and helping me out and being generally awesome. It's very much appreciated. Yeah, and thank you for our new friends who came and hung out. Had a couple new faces today, and that was very nice. What was that? Tempered Tide and Link for Hunter? Yeah. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. I'm just gonna raid to the first person I'm following that comes up on the raid list. No raid message. We're just gonna raid and I'm gonna dash. I need to get some sleep, so. Tony Blue! That's who we're raiding. Alright, chat. Say hi to Tony for me. Looks like he's playing a cool old NES game. Heck yeah. What's it called? I don't know what this game's called. I've seen it played before, though. But yeah, y'all have a good night. Bye!